All right. One of the questions I'm getting about this block schedule is, hey, how are we going to know what my son is doing in there? How do I make sure he's getting to throw, getting to hit, getting to do what you guys want him to do? Um, so I thought I'd show you guys the software we've been using with the TAP Plus athletes, um, basically to track a couple of things, and it has a lot more power than what we're currently using it for, which is why we think that the block schedule is actually possible and makes it easier for everyone so long as we know when our guys are coming in. So here's the dashboard right here. Right now you'll see our athletes are right here. Here are our 11 TAP Plus guys. Each one has a profile. We'll click on Will here for a second, just so you guys get a little bit of an understanding of what's going on. So the coaching staff can come in here and be like, hey, he is in his season. Here's all of his metrics. We'll get to the calendar here in a second. All of the Diamond Kinetics stuff, not only can we see it in Diamond Kinetics, but every night it syncs up with Driveline TRAQ, tells us when his last session was, how many swings total he has. These were last night's averages. Here's the range on all of the metrics over the last 6 months. As we get more and more information, these things can be put into charts and graphs and all sorts of fun stuff. Another question I was asked was, hey, how do we know, how do all the coaches know what the results were from the mobility screening, and how are they taking that into account? It's been uploaded into Driveline TRAQ. So you could view Will's mobility screening and his numbers right from here, so we know what we need to work on, what some risks are, what some limitations are, and how do we program some warm-ups to try to help him get over some of the limitations he has. But getting back to the block schedule and why we think this works is, as long as we know which days our players are coming in, we can come in here and basically set up a calendar for him that we see, so we know what to prepare for that day for that particular player. But it also enables the player to take some accountability and know what he has to do when he comes in here. So as an example, just to demo this, I've put an arm care class for Will on every Monday, and if you click on it, here is what the arm care class entails. Here's the name of the drill, how many sets, how many reps, all the way down through everything we were trying to take care of for the day. And either the coach or the player can come in and say, we didn't do that, or we did that, right? And so we go down the list. And so everybody knows, everybody's got a game plan coming in here of like, here's what I have to do. And as long as, like I said, as long as we know that, okay, Will's coming in on Mondays, we can put together a plan and say, this is what we want Will doing. Just so you can see, there's other things on here that we can put in, right? And it's really as simple as dragging it and dropping it onto the table. Okay, and then that would be, hey, here's what we need him to do today. So yes, the player can come in and see this, the family can see it, but it's really more for us because we're the ones programming, we're the ones making the decisions on what is actually needed to help that player get a little bit better today. I think that's why you are paying us, is because we know more about that than you guys do, and hopefully there's some trust there. I don't doubt that there is, but I understand the concern of just dropping your kid off and not knowing what's going on for 90 minutes, but I can assure you that as long as we know you're coming, this stuff has been going on in the background for quite a long time, and we do our best to prepare the schedule to make the biggest impact possible for your son. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an understanding of how this works. So everyone would have their own schedule. And if we wanted to get really really detailed with it, we could assign players to specific coaches and basically be like, hey, I'm not in charge of putting together Will's schedule. Jared is, and it gets split up even more. And so we focus on our guys that we are programming, and we know that the other coaches are programming the other guys, but we all have visibility into what's the plan for today for Will. Let's make sure he gets this stuff in, check it off the list, see what we missed, see what we got through, and then we can take notes basically every day on how things are going. And the Diamond Kinetic stuff for the TAP Plus guys will continue to happen just in the background. So every day we will come in here and we'll be able to see, here's what we've got going on today. Here's the group. Here's who's coming. Here's who's doing what. And that will hopefully leave no stone unturned in terms of development. So hopefully this helps. I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be, I think it's the way to go. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the kids are going to enjoy it. It's going to be competitive. They're going to get better. All the resources are going to be available to them for their block here in the facility. And I just believe that if you guys get them here, when you say you're going to get them here, we will be ready to roll and we won't have very many issues. So fire away with any questions. Otherwise, this might be the way that the schedule ends up looking as soon as next week. So stay tuned.